Hi, my name is Angel Edwards, and I am in the 3rd grade, and I attend Angel Elementary. I am the poster contest winner of Stay Fire Smart and Don't Get Burned. Kids, stay away from matches, lighters, and candles. Also, stay away from hot stoves and heaters because you can get burned. Please stay fire smart. And you're watching Behind the Badge.
Berkeley 49. This is the specific white male, 5'10", 6 foot, white shirt, blue hat.
We'll try this at home. Hello and welcome to the November 2009 edition of Behind the Badge. I'm your host, Sergeant Mike Crum with the Berkeley Department of Public Safety. This month, we plan to introduce you to our poster contest winner, Angel Edwards, show you some highlights of this year's Fire Prevention Open House, introduce you to Goodfellas with Officer Mike Garnett, continue our segment on Ladder Truck 421, and conclude with Judge's Corner. This year's poster contest winner is a 3rd grader from Angel Elementary. Her poster was chosen by a panel of public safety officers. As a reward, Officer Arnie and I took Angel Edwards to lunch in our fire truck. Here are some of the most memorable moments of our lunch. Today we're with our poster contest winner, Angel Edwards. Hi, Angel.
Hi.
We're having lunch here at the Public Safety Building. We had some pizza, right? Our pizza was donated by Hungry Howie's Pizza. We'd like to thank them. Angel Edwards is from, funny enough, Angel Elementary, right? Yeah. And your teacher is?
Miss Waterstrass.
Miss Waterstrass. And her friend is with us today, Grace Gallagher. Hi, Grace. How are you? Good. Do you enjoy your pizza? And next to me is Kurt Edwards. Kurt, how you doing?
Good.
Kurt's also a 1st grader at Angel Elementary, right, Kurt? Yes. And who's your teacher?
Mrs. DeBreeze.
Mrs. DeBreeze, okay. Here's what we're here for today. We have our poster contest, and we asked all the kids here in Berkeley to draw a poster for fire safety. The winner goes on our official poster for our fire open house. And Angel's poster we picked as the best poster. Angel, can you tell us what led you to draw this beautiful poster?
Because it says stay fire smart and don't get burned.
Don't get burned. Stay fire smart and don't get burned. Very good.
What we thought of,
Yeah?
we thought of the thing.
What's this here?
We just thought of stuff you can get burned with.
Oh,
but we
okay.
made a mistake and left out stove because we didn't have enough room.
Wow, you did a great job here. We have a lighter, 2 lighters, or I'm sorry, a lighter, a candle. What do we got over here?
I don't know what that's called.
You don't know what
A
it's
heater.
called? A heater, yeah, a heater, and then of course,
And that's matches.
of course, matches. Matches are very dangerous, right, Kurt? Yeah. Well, Angel, I heard you had some fire tips for us. What are some of the fire tips you have?
When your house is on fire, you don't want to touch the door with the palm of your hand or the
Right.
back of your hand.
The back of your hand, very good.
And if you get out, you want to run to your next door neighbor
Okay.
and use their phone to call 911.
Use their phone to call 911. Very good, very good. What happens if we catch on fire, if our shirt catches on fire? Do you know what to
You
do?
gotta drop and roll.
Stop, drop, and roll. You know that? Yeah? You want to show us how to stop, drop, and roll?
Yeah.
No? Okay. You can do it. No?
Yeah.
Should we make Officer Arnie do it? Where's Officer Arnie? We should make him stop, drop, and roll.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yay!
Yeah?
Yeah.
Maybe we'll do that in a minute, okay?
Okay.
Well, Angel, I just want to tell you this is a beautiful poster, and congratulations on winning the poster contest for our fire open house. And thanks for joining us today at our public safety building. Congrats again, okay? It was my pleasure to meet and have lunch with Angel Edwards, Grace Gallagher, and Dirk Edwards. If you would like to have lunch with me, remember to enter our poster contest next year. For 85 years, fire departments have observed Fire Prevention Week, making it the longest running public health and safety observance on record. This year's theme was Stay Fire Smart, Don't Get Burned. Let's go to some of the highlights from this year's Fire Prevention Open House. And as you can see to my right, we have the magistrate Jody Debrick being removed from the vehicle after we've used the jaws of life to take the top off the door, and now they're going to put her on a stretcher for the, as we would in a medical situation, to get her to the hospital.
Clench your fist. Go.
And behind me is the rock tower from Vertical Edge. The rock tower is 32 feet high, and all the kids can climb all the way to the top and ring a bell. Hi, I'm with Paula from Telcom Credit Union, and behind me is the popcorn machine, the cotton candy machine, and Telcom's brought a few free giveaways for all the kids. Thanks for coming, Paula.
Sure, no problem. We're glad to be here.
Thank you. And this year we've added a trackless train from Vertical Edge, and as you can see, we have Judge Wittenberg riding our train. And as every year, we have our chili cook-off at our Fire Open House. With me today is Heather Poynan from the Berkeley Junior Women's Club, and she's in charge of our chili cook-off. Thanks, Heather, for being here.
My pleasure. It's fun every year.
How many entries do we have this year?
We have 5 this year.
5 entries for the chili. So you can come try the chili, and the best one, or the winner, gets a plaque.
And a prize.
And a prize. With us at our annual Fire Open House is Councilman Phil O'Dwyer. Councilman, thanks for being with us.
Thank you, Mike.
What do you think of the event?
This is a great event. A lot of work, a lot of preparation, and we're proud of the work that the public safety officers are doing in our community. And welcoming everybody here to an open house like this. The kids are having a blast. And also they're learning some important things about safety, and we thank you a great deal for your efforts.
Well, thank you, sir. And it is about safety, and thank you for coming out to our event.
Thank you, Mike.
Okay. Every year at our annual Fire Open House, we have the Historical Committee come in and show some of Berkeley's history. With me today is Steve Baker. He is on the Historical Committee. Steve, thanks for joining us.
Mike, thank you so much. It's our pleasure to be here.
Well, thank you so much. What do we have behind us today?
Well, we brought with us some of the exhibits from the museum related to the history of the fire department, the police department, and now the public safety department.
Very
We
good.
brought with us a selection of photographs dating all the way back to before the fire hall was actually even built,
Okay.
all the way to some of the equipment that our brave firefighters and police officers have worn over the years.
Can I see that helmet?
Certainly.
Now, this is an old helmet.
It is
How
an
old is this helmet?
It dates from quite a ways back, and it's not like the technology they have today, is it?
Not quite as good as what we
No.
use today. Well,
That's
thank you.
right.
Thank you.
That's right.
You also have a rolling screen here, and on the screen it shows pictures of both Berkeley and outside, or is this all of our history?
It tells the story about fire prevention then and now, and it talks about the common causes of household fires, as well as ways to prevent those fires today. So it shows like the Great Chicago Fire, for instance.
Okay.
But the more recent fires are all from the Berkeley area.
And so we have safety tips from the Historical Committee along with all of our history.
That's right.
Steve,
that's
thanks
right.
so much for being here.
My pleasure, Mike.
Okay,
Thank you.
And I've grabbed another one of our council members, Councilman Dan Benton. Dan, thanks for being here today.
Thank you so much.
What do you think of our event?
It's a fantastic event. So many volunteers here helping you guys, and we appreciate so much what you've done to organize this and provide for learning, the children learning safety, and that's what it's all about, them having fun and learning about safety at the same time.
Well, thanks so much for being here.
Congratulations again.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. This year, we've added hot dogs and refreshments to our annual Fire Open House, and all the hot dogs are provided by the Sons of the American Legion. With me today is Daryl Tudoroff. Daryl, thanks for being here.
Oh, thank you.
And how many hot dogs do we have today?
I brought almost 600 hot dogs.
So everybody can eat if we have, even I can eat if we have 600
Everybody
hot dogs.
can eat. Everybody can gain weight today.
Well, Daryl, thank you so much for helping us and providing the hot dogs here at our event.
Oh, sure. We're more than happy every year. We're going to help you guys out.
Well, the Sons of American Legion have always been good to us, so thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you much.
With me today is Tom Jenkins from LEAP, and I'll let Tom explain what LEAP is. Tom, what's LEAP?
LEAP is a law enforcement education program. Part of the things that LEAP does is the Students on Sobriety, which has to do with alcohol presentations, mainly directed at high school students. They also have a Kids Safe program doing the child identification, which is going on today with the fingerprinting, photo identification. We're also reintroducing the Kids Don't Go With Strangers program.
Okay.
There's a 911 program. There's several programs for safety for the
To keep our kids safe. And with us today is the Safe Kids program, and that's where we take some the fingerprints for the kids. Can you explain that a little bit?
Yeah, they take a digital fingerprint that can be read, can be brought into a police station if need be, If something does happen, there's a digital photograph that's taken. It's all put onto a CD-ROM where the parents will have all this information. They can print it up at home, make a hard copy if they need to. So it's just everything's in one spot for them.
All for the safety of our kids.
All for the safety
Well, Tom,
of the
thank you so much for being out at our open house. With us today is our mayor, Marilyn Steffen. Mayor Steffen, thank you so much for being here at our event.
It's my pleasure. I am just thrilled with every event that our public safety officers put on.
Thank you, thank you.
And you become more and more, it becomes more and more exciting every time you do something.
Well, thank you, thank you.
Well, thank you.
And we do want to say thank you for all the support we get from our governing body.
Well, how could we not support you?
Well, thank you.
You
Thank you so
protect
much.
us, and then you provide an experience like this for our entertainment.
Well, it is our pleasure to have you at our event. Again, thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for coming.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you. I got you twice there, sorry. Behind me, we'll have our stove fire demonstration where we'll show what happens when you put water on a grease fire. With me today is Chaplain and Retired Lieutenant Jim Smith, and behind us is a fire extinguisher demonstration. And with us today to show us that is one of our residents, Jim Wilkinson, and he's going to show us how to put the fire out. Jim, what do we got behind us?
We have some drums that are cut in half. We've a little bit of water in there, and then diesel fuel on top of the water so that we can get a bigger flame.
Okay.
And we'll use just a little bit of gas to start. Diesel fuel's hard to ignite with flare.
Okay.
But we'll use a little bit of gas, start it up, let it burn a little bit, and then Jim's going to take the fire extinguisher and extinguish the fire. And there's a 4-step process to the extinguisher that was on behind the badge before, but it's pass. Pull the pin, aim the nozzle, squeeze, and then sweep the extinguisher over the fire to extinguish it.
And we're doing this for all of our people who come to our event that are over 18, to show them how to use an extinguisher in case we have an emergency.
Right.
Okay, well, can you show us how it works?
Okay, we'll start it up here.
So we got our fire here, our simulated fire.
And as it spreads across the top, we'll get a larger flame and everything.
Okay.
And then once the whole top is covered and burning good, we'll let Jim go ahead and he'll do the pass procedure.
And this is just a normal ABC fire extinguisher, the ones we suggest to everybody to get.
Right, it's dry chemical, it's under pressure, and whenever you're ready, Jim,
feels
just
good.
Pull the pin and then aim it.
Spray it
and sweep across, and there we go. And it just like that.
And there we go, the fire's out. So this is a good way for all of our residents or whoever's here to learn how to use one if they've never used one. And of course, they're a little messy, so you don't want to practice in your home.
Right, the dry chem gets all over, but it's very efficient and quick to extinguish the fire. But again, as you're probably going to tell them, instead of trying to put it out first, call 911.
Call 911. You always call 911 first. Let us start on our way.
Yeah.
Jim, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you, Sergeant Crum.
Jim Wilkinson, thank you for being here and showing us that today. Around the entire event are these signs. The signs are all the event sponsors, and every company on here donated money to make today's event possible. And without them, we wouldn't have all the fun things we have and the safety things we have for our kids. So we'd like to say thank you to all those corporations. With us today is Oakland County Sheriff Deputy Travis Stick and his partner, Coy. Travis, thanks for being here.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Travis, when we come out, we have Coys. What is the purpose of having Coy here today?
Well, we talk to the public. There's a lot of misconceptions about the canine, what their jobs are, their abilities, and to get a little one-on-one time with the dog and the public. They get to meet Coy. In essence, it's hours of me talking about my dog, and it's a great introduction. A lot of people get a good understanding of how the dog works in law enforcement, the jobs we do for law enforcement, and the services he provides. And at the same time, with the way Coy is and a lot of kids out here, they get to have some one-on-one time with the dog, and that makes it's a win-win.
Well, Coy is definitely the star of the day. Every time I pass by, there's kids all around. In fact, we had to move them out just so we could film. So thanks, Coy, for being here.
Oh,
And thanks, Travis.
thank you. Not a problem.
One of the highlights of our fire open house is the smokehouse. In the smokehouse, there's so many different safety tips for our kids, and that's where we're at now with the fake fire behind us to show the kids how to be careful with here. The low ceiling, we get some smoke in here so they stay down low. There's so many different safety tips, but the kids really, really enjoy it. And this is a junior fire academy. With me today is Andrew Boring, one of our volunteers, and a young guy from our community who's going to show us how to squirt some water out of the fire hose. Why don't you knock some cones down? Go ahead, bud.
One hand here, and then pull this back towards us. There you go.
Oh, yes.
Let's try to get this one, that's a heavy one.
Oh, there he goes. Oh, he's got the hang of it now. Off he goes.
Perfect.
And that's our cone, knocking the cones down with the fire hose. Does anybody else want to do the firehouse? Come on up here and show me the firehouse. What we have here is a firehouse, and Andrew, can you help me here? And on the house we have a little fire that comes up, and the same thing. We're going to squirt some hose. Our junior fire academy guy here. All right.
Ready? One hand here, and pull that towards us.
Knock that fire out. And there he goes, a success. After our kids complete the Junior Fire Academy, they get this certificate that says I completed or I'm a member of the Berkeley Junior Fire Academy. Here's the helmet we talked about. Each kid gets a little helmet, and the funnest and most important thing here is our shirt. We have our 2009 Berkeley Public Safety's Fire Open House t-shirt. Each kid gets a shirt, and of course on the back are all of our sponsors, all the companies that made it possible to have this year's event. Sadly, each year 200,000 individuals go to the emergency room for burn injuries. Keeping our homes safe from fire and preventing devastating burn injuries is a healthy change we can make happen. Thank you again to all of our corporate sponsors and volunteers who made this year's Fire Prevention Open House such an enormous success. Next, we will have Officer Gabriel, Officer Garnett, and Sergeant Kelly acquaint you with one of our charities named Goodfellas.
Hello, I'm Public Safety Officer Ron Gabriel, and today we're going to be speaking about a program that's very important to this department. It's called the Goodfellows. And with us today we have Sergeant Kelly and Public Safety Officer Mike Garnett. That's both been involved in this program for more than 20 years. Sergeant Kelly, can you explain to our viewers about the Goodfellows program and how does it work?
The Goodfellows program is part of the Goodfellows Old Newsboys group that began in Detroit many, many years ago. And since I've been here and much longer, Goodfellows have provided Christmas assistance for needy families and individuals around the holiday time.
Okay. And how do they provide that? Is there donations involved, or?
There is. It's all donations. Years ago, we used to donate actual goods, food and toys. Now we just donate monetarily, so folks can go to using a gift certificate or like a company check type system, are able to buy clothes, food, whatever meets their specific needs around the holidays. And all that money comes from donations, either from individuals, from businesses. We have people who are prior recipients of Goodfellows who turn around and when times are better for them, they in turn donate. So it's all through donations from various groups, businesses, and citizens in Berkeley.
What type of donation would help benefit this program and help these families out here that are falling on tough times?
Monetary donations, and then we leave it to the individual families to determine whether they need food, clothing, toys for younger children. That part we leave up to them. The only restriction is that they can't purchase alcohol or cigarettes.
Okay. What do you enjoy most about this program through all the years you've been doing this?
It just really personifies the Berkeley We Care motto. It really is the community as a whole, helping out those who are less fortunate through different varieties of circumstances.
All right. Now, is this only for residents and families that are in Berkeley, or is this outside of Berkeley?
Yes, it is. There are other cities that have their own Goodfellows programs, and when we get calls from those folks, we refer them to those programs when they exist. But yes, it's only for Berkeley residents.
If I want to make a donation, or our viewers would like to make a donation, where would they go, or how would they go about it?
They can stop in at the Public Safety Department. They can actually, we have a cash donation box on the desk, which surprisingly generates quite a bit of money. Folks that come in for different reasons drop money in that box. But typically around the holidays, we get checks from folks and from businesses. And they can just mail them in, attention Berkeley Goodfellows, and we'll get those deposited in the Goodfellow account.
Okay. Officer Garnett, over the years have you been involved with this program, what have you noticed that families need the most?
Well, specifically, it's been mostly just to provide a Christmas meal. A lot of times it's for clothes, especially for winter clothes. And toys are essentially not the most important part. I think it's the provision of the meal and the clothes and being able to give a gift. And like Sergeant Kelly said, we give a certificate where they can shop. And by doing something like that, they're actually picking specific things for their specific family member. It's almost as though they were able to do it themselves.
How are these families brought to your attention?
Usually someone will call in with someone's name and they'll explain. We have a form that we fill out right at the desk when we get the call, that how many children they have, what specific needs they might have. Occasionally we might have someone who knows of a certain service that they would be willing to provide, so if that came in, we might be able to contact them and help them out. I mean, we're not able to give a lot of money to each family, but the money we give is able at least to help them to have a holiday.
Okay. Every year on an average, how many families do you guys end up helping a year?
Every year varies, Ron. It's some years we've had as few as 7, other years we've had as many as 20. We help as many as we have the funds to help.
Okay, very good. What's your greatest enjoyment through this whole program that you've been involved with?
It's hard to put it into words. It's just the fact that you know that somebody was able to provide a Christmas, which little kids, they don't understand hard times and finances and not having enough money for a present. All they know is it's Christmas time and Santa comes, and we just try to make a difference that way.
Okay. Is there a certain number where the residents or our viewers can contact the department to where they could reach
As I say,
direct?
we have a business, call our business line, which is 248-658-3380. We have a form that we fill out. We'll ask the questions.
Okay, and who exactly should they ask for to do this?
Anyone who answers the phone.
Anybody can just go ahead?
That's correct.
All right, very good.
I've got to add that Selena Frost, our department secretary, works very hard on this, and Mike is the other one that puts the lion's share of work into making the Goodfellows program a success here in Berkeley. And my thanks personally to them, and my thanks on behalf of the entire city to all their good help with the Goodfellows program.
You get so much back that it's really not that hard to put that much work into it.
All right. All right. I'm sure the families are very happy to be helped and to see you guys. And now, do you guys deliver this on the holiday or the day before, or do you let them know that you're coming?
We try to deliver them a full week before Christmas so that they have time to go to a store and shop.
Okay. Do you let them know who has referred them or anything like that, or do you remain anonymous on that?
We remain anonymous.
Okay. Very good. Well, is there anything else you guys would like to add?
I'd just like to thank the continued support we get from our community, because without them, we would not have a program.
I'm sure over the years, times have been tough, with the economy, and funds have been lower, but hopefully we can keep this going and help provide the families that are less fortunate at this time.
We've enjoyed great support, like I said, from groups, individuals, and businesses, and it's really heartwarming that those folks care enough to contribute to the program so we can do what we do.
Okay. Well, Sergeant Kelly, I'd like to thank you for being on the show.
Thank you, Ron.
Officer Garnett, thank you for having me.
Goodfellas has made a great difference in so many people's lives. Thanks again, guys, for sharing with our viewers this worthwhile program. Let's go to Officer Miller to resume our segment on Ladder Truck 421.
Now that the doors are closed on the side of the truck, let me explain to you how we get our ground ladders and roof ladders down. Obviously, they're too high for me to safely reach, so what we're going to do is we're going to bring them down to us to keep us safe. Coming down. Now, as you can see, I can easily grab and unhook these ladders. Feature, since it's down lower, that I'd like to show you is these back ones are extension ladders. They go anywhere from 25 or 24 foot up to 35 feet tall. This right now here, this is just the front one is a 16-foot ladder. We can use it to put up against the side of the building, or sometimes firefighters have to climb on the roof. And if you're going to do it in wet or maybe snowy or icy conditions, we've got something special on here. We've got these special hooks. They lock in. We can lift this ladder, we'll set it on the peak of the house, and we pull down on it, and this holds it securely so firefighters don't lose their step or balance. And a lot of times we'll stand on that ladder and make our cuts with our ventilation saw or chop with our axes. And obviously once we're done with them, we put them back up.
Thanks, Corey. Now to Judge Jamie Wittenberg and a new edition of Judge's Corner.
Hello, I'm Judge Jamie Wittenberg, and I would like to welcome you to another segment of Judge's Corner. If you feel that an individual or business has treated you unfairly and you believe that they owe you money, there is something you can do about it. Today, I'd like to take a few minutes to talk about small claims in a district court. If you remember from past segments of this show, the 45A District Court here at Berkeley is essentially made up of 3 divisions: criminal, traffic, and civil. Small claims is part of the civil division. So, if you cannot solve your problem informally, a lawsuit can be filed in a small claims court for up to $3,000. The person or business filing the case is called the plaintiff, and the person or business being sued is called the defendant. Small claims cases should be filed either where the cause of action arose or where the defendant resides or is employed. In small claims cases, the parties represent themselves. You cannot have an attorney present in court to represent you on your case. In addition, the judge's decision is final and cannot be appealed. If either party objects to these conditions, the case will be transferred to the General Civil Division of the District Court, and it will be scheduled for a hearing. However, if the case is heard by an attorney magistrate, that decision may be appealed to the judge for a new hearing. When deciding whether to file a claim, please consider whether the person you are suing has any income. even if you get a judgment, it may be difficult to collect the money. It may be in your best interest to check this out before you invest your time and money in filing a claim. So how do you go about starting a small claims case? Well, you go to the court. And at the court, the clerk will tell you how to set up a case. And the clerk will give you what's referred to as an affidavit and claims form to fill out. Numbers 1 through 12 must be completed before your case can be filed with the court. Please read the instructions on the back page for each number. Then fill out the correct information for that number. A very important part of the form is where you put the reasons for your claim, which is in the middle, and it gives you a paragraph to write it. Make sure you put the most relevant information on the affidavit. If you run out of room, you can always attach a separate piece of paper stating your claim. After filling out all the sections, be sure to sign the bottom of the form. If you are not completing this form at the court and want to send it in to the court, you should call the clerk for instructions. The clerk will let you know how you go about getting this form signed by notary and how you can pay for the filing service and fees. You must pay the court clerk a fee for filing this form. If you're requesting $600 or less in item 7, you need to pay $25. If you're requesting more than $600 but not more than $1,750, then you need to pay $45. If you're requesting more than $1,750, then the filing fee is $65. You must have this affidavit and claim served on the defendant. You may do this by registered or certified mail, or having a process server hand the form to the defendant, which we refer to as personal service. If you choose to use the mail, the clerk here at the court will mail it out for you and charge you an appropriate fee. The court clerk can provide you with the information if you wish to have a process server deliver the form. If you've been sued in small claims court and have been served with the proper papers, you do have several ways to respond. First, if you want to deny the complaint, you could answer it, or you could show up in court on the court date and be prepared to defend yourself in the hearing. At that time, you want to bring all the evidence with you. If you want an attorney to represent you, you must tell the court at the hearing or before the hearing, and the case will be transferred to the General Civil Division. The small claims hearing will usually take place at the court where the claim was filed. It is important to be there on time. If you file the lawsuit and you're not in court when your case is called, the case may be dismissed. If you're the defendant and you're not in court when the case is called, a default judgment may be entered against you in the requested amount. Bring all of your relevant papers or other evidence and make sure your witnesses will be there on time. The court clerk will call the case and both parties will appear before the judge or magistrate. The judge will ask the plaintiff to state his or her claim. When the plaintiff has finished, the defendant will have an opportunity to explain his or her side of the case. Each party should listen carefully. If either party thinks someone is leaving something out or is misstating the facts, they should be sure to tell the judge. Both parties should take their time and tell what happened in their own words and why they think the judge should order what they seek. If you obtain a judgment against the defendant, the court will provide you with the instructions regarding post-judgment collections. For additional information, anyone can ask the court clerk here in Berkeley for the pamphlet entitled Small Claims in the District Court. Read it so that you understand how to prepare for your hearing and how to collect a money judgment if the court gives you one. Thank you for watching Behind the Badge. Again, I am Jamie Wittenberg, and I look forward to seeing you on the next segment of Judge's Corner.
I hope you enjoyed this month's episode of Behind the Badge. Join us next month for several helpful tips on holiday safety. I am pleased to announce Behind the Badge now has a Facebook page. Become a fan and receive updates and photos of our events. I'm Sergeant Crum, and I will see you next time on Behind the Badge.